Happy Friday. I'm on Starbucks duty today. I just picked it up. My order was ready. However, the Starbucks doesn't have, according to the app, oat milk or almond milk, which is what Taylor needed. So luckily she has some in her classroom that she can just add when she gets it. But today is Friday. One class is having their little pizza party after lunch, so nothing new is going to happen there. And then my other class is going to get maybe hopefully caught up to my homeroom class. My switch class will hopefully get caught up to the homeroom class, since switch hasn't earned the party yet. They're 3 marbles away and homeroom has. So that is that. I actually got home pretty late yesterday. Like, I stopped vlogging, went over to Taylor's to see if she was ready to film like her outfit, and then my partner from last year was there. So again, we began venting about this change that is happening, and that took a long time. So by the time I left, I had to go home, rush home, change to go to Orange Theory. And so Riley didn't get a walk yesterday, and I felt like a terrible sister to Riley. So I'm just saying good morning. Happy Friday. The morning was a little rough with the Starbucks order, and then Taylor and I are supposed to twin today because it's Mike and Ike day. And we had a hard time figuring out what tennis shoes I should wear, and then I can't wear tennis shoes because I don't have tennis shoes that look right with this particular outfit or these high-waisted jeans. So my morning wasn't as smooth as it normally is. Like, technically I should be at school already if my morning had gone the way I wanted it to, but that's pretty much it. Just saying good morning. Okay, so yesterday we talked about Thomas Jefferson, and we used the phrase, or the video of Thomas Jefferson that we watched was titled The Duality of Thomas Jefferson. For a table point, someone tell me, why was that video titled The Duality of Thomas Jefferson? And because we talked about that a little bit. Why was it titled The Duality of Thomas Jefferson?
Because duality means the contrast between two different things, and like the irony of something or something like that. So, and it represented Thomas Jefferson because he would say something like, "Oh, I don't support like biracial, like not bullying, but you know,
like multiracial societies,
societies and slavery and certain things." But at the same time, he was contradicting and doing exactly what he was saying. So it's like, you can't really say that you don't like that, but you do that. So the duality of it.
Right. So duality means like you may have contradicting sides. You may say this, but then do that. And so we learned, what are some of the things that we learned about Thomas Jefferson that were contradictory? So one she mentioned was he didn't believe in a multiracial or biracial society, but he was creating what kind of children? Multiracial, biracial children, okay? What else was he saying that was in contradiction of other things he was saying?
He was like saying that he didn't like the king because the king owned slaves, but that he had 600 slaves himself. Yeah, he was trying to blame the slave trade on the king of England, but he had slaves himself. And over the course of his lifetime, everybody, how many slaves did he have? 600. So that's also a contradiction. Give table 8 and table 7 a point. He said, I want slaves to be free, but then what was he saying that contradicted the concept of slaves being free?
He would have a lot of slaves at his house.
He owned a lot of slaves, and then his idea of freeing them meant that he was going to do what with them? Sorry.
He only freed 7 of them.
He only freed a few, and if he were to free a whole lot, what was he planning? Where was he planning to send them? Was he saying be free here in America? No, he was going to send them back. Like repatriation means I'm going to send them back to where we got them from. So that doesn't really make sense. And he's considered to be one of the authors of the Declaration of Independence, correct?
Yes.
And what were the things, what were those 3 things that the Declaration declares that he was in contradiction of?
Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness.
Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. Give table 7 a point. What else?
All men are created.
All men are created equal. Okay, and slavery is in complete contradiction of that. Give table 1 a point. Hello, it is about 5:15 on the dot, and I'm getting ready to leave. I was here a little bit later, just working on some things after school. Now I'm ready to go. I'm gonna do a little bit more work when I get home, but I just realized I need to get home at a reasonable hour because Riley needs a walk. Poor little baby hasn't been on a walk, and I need to do that before the sun goes down, so I'm gonna head home. I'm vlogging on my phone because I left my whole camera at home this morning. So if the quality looks bad or if I'm not looking in the right direction, it's because I'm using my phone, which I hate doing. But as far as the day is concerned, my homeroom class, we got caught up with the listening test on the Declaration of Independence, talked a little bit more about Thomas Jefferson, and then we read All Your Twisted Secrets for the rest of their class period because they were a little bit behind my homeroom class. Then it was lunch. We had to eat lunch indoors because there was wind today. And it was windy enough to where the school felt like the kids needed to be indoors. So that was the first time I've had indoor lunch at the middle school level. They sent proctors over to monitor the kids, but Taylor and I just stayed in class because really, where were we going to go? We don't really enjoy eating in the staff lounge. So we just stayed in our class, which was kind of nice because we got to see like the kids and how they interact at lunch and like who they actually interact with, which is always interesting. Then my homeroom class had their class party, the most dramatic class party that we've ever had. So we got 9 pizzas, 2 cheese, 7 pepperoni. The RSP teacher that I work with was kind enough to pick them up for me. The kids donated $2 each, and then they did all bring their own little goodies to go along with it. And I meant to capture some of it, but I just didn't. And as far as parties go, it went like they all do, where the kids are just like so hyped up and just enjoying themselves. But there were a couple times where it got loud, and I felt bad for the class next door. And so they had the whole block of time to just eat, socialize. They brought games, so they did have cards. It looked like they had Uno cards, regular cards. Someone brought chess. And there was another game that I didn't get to see what it was exactly, but they played games. I did allow them to listen to music on their phone. But oddly enough, at some point, some kids wanted the phones to no longer be used because they were playing music, and the music was causing some of the kids, or the volume of the music, I should say, was causing some of the kids to talk really loudly. Hold on, I'm trying to do something on my computer. So that was interesting that they actually were saying, can we just put the phones away? And then at about 2 o'clock, which is 30 minutes before school ends for me, I made them stop and said, now we're going to make sure we all clean up. It's a team effort. We need to get this room cleaned up. Even if you didn't bring anything, you're just going to help out. And then we spent the last 30 minutes playing Heads Up 7-Up. And I don't teach 7th grade. 8th graders still enjoy a good game of good old-fashioned Heads Up 7-Up. And that was nice because it kind of just calmed them down, got us just relaxed before I let them go. And then they left. And then I worked a little after school. So I'm gonna go home. Nothing new that I taught because my switch class was catching up with homeroom, and homeroom had the party. So yeah, my kids are gonna prepare, or my kids in leadership prepared one last time for their presentation to the principal on Monday to pitch having a rally outdoors and see what he says. Again, I'm assuming like we'll get the green light for that. And then that's really it. So if you enjoyed just the quick peek into my Friday, give this video a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. And if you're not following me on Instagram, head over there, follow me at Smarty Style. And as always, I hope that you guys are well. And if you're not well, please be well. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Happy Friday.